everybody, welcome. Thank you for watching tonight. My name is Chef Rob. I come from Hampton Bays, Long Island. My son Chris is here. I hope everybody's having a great summer. Boy, is it moving along, huh? So enjoy summer while it's here. So Chris and I have been actually filming some YouTube videos for the fall into Thanksgiving. So watch for them. They'll be coming out soon. So let's start in, and Chris, say hello.
Hello. Emily asks, how have you been doing? They closed our library, but they're still working. I
know, Emily. We will get back there. Don't worry. It'll take a little while, but the library will open up again. So everybody, I am going to start on the zucchini dish first, okay? So this is local zucchini boats with Parmesan and cherry tomatoes. Even though I just said we're going to start on that, I got to cook a little bit of ground chicken, okay? So I'm just going to throw that into the pot, because that takes a little while. You got to make sure it's cooked all the way through. So I am just going to take this and put it on here, and just drop it in here, and just keep after it, and get it cooked all the way through. 165, we want to cook that through too, okay? Okay, so for the zucchinis, you want to take them, look for a nice heavy zucchini, okay? You want it, no blemishes, you want it to be heavy for the weight. And we're just going to take it, cut the little ends off of it. We're starting to get a lot of the local produce around here, which is always so good. And we're just, this is a medium one, so I'm just going to have this one. And then just take a little spoon, and you are just going to take a little mesh strainer, put it right here. And I did some already, as you see, and the reason is you wanted to let it sit for about 10 minutes because you want to get some of that water out, okay? Because zucchini loves to give water. So we are just going to scoop this out. I want to leave about a 1/4 inch thickness inside because we're going to bake this at a 475 temperature, so it's going to roast really, really quick, okay?
Rena said, oh, I joined late. Did I miss much? Yeah, we just did all 3 dishes.
Yeah, good night, Rena. We'll see you soon. No, we just started. Threw a little bit of the ground chicken in here. We're going to keep after that. We're just starting the zucchinis. So you're going to take the zucchinis just like this, put it on some parchment paper, or you can use the baking mats. Those work well. Just going to drizzle this with just a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. Just a little bit. Little sea salt and a little kosher salt. Sea salt really good with vegetables and salads. So just a nice light sprinkling of the sea salt. And some fresh ground black pepper. And I know if you have a garden, I know you have plenty of zucchinis, and you're going to have them for another month or so. Because they grow big, and just don't get them too seedy, okay? So I'm just going to rub that olive oil, kosher salt all in here.
Ed said New York's best chef.
Ed, welcome. How are you, pal? I know I had your son in my class, and it was so nice. He said, do you know I'm Ed's son? I said, how great to have you in my class. That was great. So we're just going to chop this up. Keep after it because we want to get into small little pieces. Now, ground chicken, ground turkey, ground beef, whatever your preference is. Okay. So I'm just going to let this sit right here. I'm going to take some crusty bread, and I'm just going to add a little bit to a food processor. And you just want to get it to where, or you could tear it really small as well. So I'm just going to cut this really small. This is a nice crusty bread. And just put that right in here. And I'm just going to pulse that. I want about 1 cup, okay? So I'm just going to turn that on. I'm going to leave that to the side.
Robin said, looks so yummy.
Hello, Robin. How are you? So I am going to start making the filling for this now, okay? So local zucchini boats with Parmesan and cherry tomatoes. So I am using the inside of the zucchini. You get big pieces like this, you want to give it a nice chop. So I'm just going to take that. I want about 1 cup's worth, okay? And you could gently press any excess liquid out because you don't want it to be watery.
Heather X, can you use breadcrumbs?
Breadcrumbs? Yeah, that would be fine. If you were using the breadcrumbs, I would say use the panko, okay? Have a nice little crunch to it. So I'm just going to chop this up really small. This here, 1 cup of the chopped up zucchini.
Robin said, I am great. You look great too.
Thank you so much. This is going right in here. We're also going to take 1 egg. Let's crack the egg on the side. Just give it, take a fork to it and just beat it just a little bit. Pour that right in here. So we're just making our mixture that's going to go right into the zucchini boats. Also going to take about a 1/2 clove of garlic. This is a little bit of a small piece, so I will go with the whole piece. I'm just going to chop that nice and small. So you're just trying to mince it. So this is our summer food festival, and our next one will be in September, and we're going to do an Oktoberfest. And check your local libraries for that, because they will have the recipes and all the photos shortly. Okay, so I'm just going to take this, put all this garlic right in here with it.
Jeannie said you always look great, Chef Rob.
Thank you, Jeannie.
Then
Don't forget, I'll send you the check for saying that. Thank you.
Comstock Library said, howdy, Chef Rob, Scott, and Chris, joining from the sunny shores of Long Island.
Sunny shores of Long Island. It has been sunny, but pretty hot, right? But I think it's been pretty hot across the country. Comstock, to a lot of the teens there and the adults there. Always so nice. What a great, great community there. So I'm just kind of breaking up this chicken here. So just to recap what I have in here, I have the egg, the Parmesan cheese I'm going to add in here right now, the garlic. The Parmesan cheese, I want about 2/3 of a cup. So I want a good amount of cheese in here. And if you would have put a little too much, that would be just fine. Gonna take the bread that we crumbled up and just put that right in there. So it's nice coarse crumbs, so you can see how that is. So I just want about 1 cup of it. Okay. Get rid of some of these little dirty dishes, and I just want to kind of mix the egg in here, so this way it starts kind of coating it really, really well.
Jeannie said, we're joining you from sunny mountains of Orange County, New York.
Wow. Jeannie, thank you for watching. How did you hear about us? I'm going to take a little bit of the fresh thyme, okay? So the fresh thyme, I actually want about 2 tablespoons, so I want a good amount. The thyme you just kind of take right off of this, right here, like that. It has a nice lemony, earthy scent to it. So fresh thyme, so much better than the dried. So whenever you can use that. And we're also going to use some fresh lemon zest in a minute. The fresh lemon zest, I washed that and I didn't see the sticker. Unbelievable. Okay, just take this right here. And I'm just going to chop it. I'm going to give it a coarse chop. And I'm going to add it right into that mixture there.
Some guy named Brian Scott said, howdy, Chef Chris. When are you going to cook for us again? The bulgogi, that was my last one. Yeah, my farewell tour. Yeah.
I'm going to add in a little bit of sea salt. So about a 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt into this mixture right here.
Jeannie said you're famous.
I'm famous. I don't know, Jeannie, about that.
Fran X, is that like the Kraft Parmesan, not the fresh grated?
No, fresh grated. You always want to use the fresh grated, not the Kraft Parmesan. I'm not trying to say anything bad about Kraft, but just get a nice little chunk, grate it up, and you will taste the difference. If you got some Parmesan Reggiano cheese, that will help it along really good too. But anything fresh, Parmesan, Romano, Locatelli, any of that would be good. So you can see how this ground up chicken is coming along, but you do want to kind of break it because we're going to make some Asian. So the lemon zest, I want about 2 tablespoons. This is a pretty big lemon, so I will use the whole lemon in here. Go ahead, Chris.
Gail said, "Hi, Chef and Chris. If you are using dried thyme, how much would you use?"
The dried thyme, you would use half of the amount because the dried thyme, any of the dried herbs are more potent when they are dried compared to the fresh. And I hope you're doing well, Gail.
Kitty said, "Hi, Rob. It's Kitty from Sarasota."
Hello, Kitty. How are you? I was in Sarasota the week after Memorial Day weekend.
Jeannie said, "This is why we appreciate you. A true cheese lover, as are we."
Kitty, we were in Anna Maria, so I know that goes almost like right by you, right? All right, 2 tablespoons of the fresh lemon zest. I'm going to add that right in here. I have these beautiful cherry tomatoes. You can see how they look. I need about 1/4 of a cup, so this is just about perfect. I'm going to quarter these. They are washed already, but right off of the vine, these are so good. Go ahead, Chris.
No, Susan was asking if it's 2 tablespoons or 2 teaspoons, because the recipe says 2 teaspoons.
2 teaspoons of lemon zest. You are right. I was seeing the time. Okay, I'm just going to quarter these.
Emily asks, "Can one use a large zucchini and just make a huge one?"
Absolutely. You may just need to adjust the time on it, okay, because you do want to make sure that the zucchini is cooked all the way through. Don't forget, it's a 475 temperature, so pretty hot, so you keep your eyes on it. The way you know it's done is a nice golden crunch to it. It should have a nice fork tender, okay, so put the fork in. Should go through the zucchini pretty well, okay.
Kitty said, "Yes, let me know next time." And
Sounds good.
Gail said, "Thank you. Hope you and your family are doing well also. Did you get to Italy?"
No, did not get to Italy. We're gonna shoot for again next year. So we're down 2 years, 2 out of the last 3 years trying to go to Italy, right, Chris?
Yes.
So we will get there. So as I'm cutting these tomatoes, and then I'm gonna stuff this soon. Well, normally I like to use pine nuts. And the pine nuts, if you have been to the grocery store lately, are just $10 for a small, tiny little jar of them. So sometimes with pesto, I use the pine nuts, but I also will use some walnuts as well too. So today I'm going to use about 1/4 cup of the walnuts. I'm just going to chop them small. I actually have another recipe where I stuff zucchini and it has walnuts in it too, and they taste just great in there. But if you want to do the pine nuts are absolutely great in this recipe. Okay.
Heather asks, "Can I use grape tomatoes?"
Absolutely. Totally fine. Just when I created this recipe, I had cherry tomatoes here. They worked really well with it, and that's what I just kind of stuck with. So what I'm going to suggest now is when you do this, just take maybe your hands, glove, and you're just going to mix this really, really well, okay? Take all that good flavor in here.
Dennis said, "Greetings from PA, first-time listener and enjoying."
Oh, thank you, Dennis. How are you?
And Rena asks, "Do you toast the nuts or no need?"
Nope, toast all the nuts, whether it's pine nuts, pistachios, walnuts, almonds, pecans, it really matters, okay? So I have the zucchini in here as well, okay? So remember that we had some people probably come on a little bit later. I'm going to add just a little bit of the sea salt in here as well. And now I am just going to stuff the zucchinis. So I have 3 halves here. 6 halves, I should say. I'm going to take this, and I'm just going to kind of put a little bit in each one, so that way I know they're all filled. And then whatever remaining I have, I will kind of pack it in there. Okay. These are nice little zucchini boats, nice and fresh. You could put some fresh basil in here. Okay, some fresh parsley. All good. So again, our next food festival will be in October. Contact the library that is on tonight, okay? And most likely they are a part of it. And we are going to do an Oktoberfest. So we have really, really good dishes for that. Okay, so I am using all of this. It's almost like a vegetable steak. It's so good. And then I will show you how to finish this up in just a little bit. And now what I'm just going to do is drizzle a little bit of olive oil on here. It just kind of gives the breadcrumbs just a little bit of a nice golden crunch on it. Okay, so just lightly hit it with just a touch of olive oil. So we're going to put this into a 475 oven. It's going to take about 16 to 18 minutes. That's why I wanted to get this cooking right here. So let me just hold this up for everybody. Let's see what that looks like. It's going to have really good flavor. I'm going to pop that in there. Go ahead, Chris.
Lorena from North Shore Public Library said, "Welcome Chef Rob, Scott, and Chris, and all who are here."
Hello, Lorena. How are you?
And Galex,
Always a pleasure, Lorena.
And Galex, could you add corn kernels, roasted corn kernels on it?
Of course. Now in corn season, yep. I had some corn the other night. That was one of the best ones in a couple of years that I have had. So I am just breaking this all up right here. This is the ground chicken. Normally it takes 3 to 5 minutes. I'm adding a little bit more, and I cooked it on a low temperature because I was doing the zucchini boats as well.
North Trails said, "Hi Rob and Chris. Greetings from North Trails."
Hello, Kathy. How are you?
Lorena said, "Always a pleasure to see you too."
Thank you. Okay, so we have our ground chicken all cooked. Break that up. Make sure you break it up really, really well. Now I'm going to start adding some other ingredients in here. I'm going to add in 2 cloves of fresh garlic, so I am going to mince that up as well. We have a really good dessert. The dessert is a raspberry chocolate chip bread. So good. A little ice cream on the side and life is good. Okay, so I'm just mincing this up here. Always use fresh garlic. Never buy the garlic that is in the oil already chopped. I know it's very convenient, but the flavor is really off. You want to get a really nice, strong garlic scent.
Jeannie X, have you heard from the Food Network yet? Yeah, they want us to do like 8 shows, but we said no, we're good.
Yeah, we said it's either 9 or nothing. So
yeah.
So we had to turn them down. No, thank you so much. No.
So they gave it to Giada,
Yeah.
Next best.
Giada won. Okay, so the garlic and the chicken's right in here. I'm going to take 1 onion, medium-sized onion.
Susan X, is that small yellow board a cutting board? Where'd you get it from?
It is, and Susan, I think my brother actually gave me these, and I think they were from Lidl. Brother Brian, I think you're out there, so can you confirm that? I do think he gave them to me. He said you might be able to use these when you're doing your cooking classes.
Candy said hi from Connecticut.
Hi, Candy. How is Connecticut? I was there the other day for about 4 hours over in East Haven. Is that close to you? I'm just chopping this onion. Everything goes right in right now to the lettuce wraps, okay? And the onion will cook down. We want it to still have a nice little crunch to it, okay? Gonna add that right in here. Love these summer green onion chicken lettuce wraps. Okay, just mix this around. Going to add in a little bit of Hoisin sauce. I'm going to tell you about Hoisin sauce. You can make this yourself, or you can buy it right next to the soy sauce. It comes in a small little jar. Sometimes you will have all the ingredients there. So with the Hoisin sauce, you want a 1/4 cup. It is extremely salty, extremely flavorful. It has soy sauce. It has molasses in it. It will have peanut butter in there. So if you have anybody with allergies, okay, be really cautious with that. Rice wine vinegar it will have in there. a little garlic sriracha sauce to make it just a little spicy, and then they thicken it up with just like a little bit of water mixture with cornstarch. Okay, and you're going to find the right consistency. Okay, see, I added a little bit more, so I'm just going to add a touch more of the hoisin.
Candy said not near me. Going well. Hot.
Going well and hot, yes. That seems everywhere. Hot.
That smells good.
1 tablespoon rice wine vinegar, okay? If it says seasoned or if it says plain, either one is fine. The seasoned one, all it is, a little sugar, a little salt in there. So either rice wine vinegar, but rice wine vinegar, very important. So you're going to put about a tablespoon in there, and that will thin out that hoisin sauce just a little bit. Just stir this. A little sriracha sauce, just if you want it a little bit spicy.
Yeah, Fran next, can I skip the sriracha?
Absolutely. It's not for everybody. Chris, you like it really spicy or just a little bit?
I like it spicy.
I'm going to add in some fresh ginger as well. 1 tablespoon of fresh ginger. Use something just like this, the microplane, and just kind of grate it down just like that.
Candy said about 40 minutes from Oxford.
Oh, okay. I think I did Oxford Library once. I think they did the food festival.
I think I remember that.
Right? Sounds right?
Yeah.
So you're always going to get the ginger on the back just like that. Take your finger, just go down just like that. Ginger, really good for you. Okay, and just kind of tap it off there.
Deborah said if you are allergic to soy, what can you substitute?
Well, the soy sauce you should be fine with. You would just take a recipe and just eliminate any like soy, whether it's oil or if the soy sauce is what you're allergic to, you just have to omit it. And just be careful because the hoisin sauce definitely has it in there. Okay.
Rena said if you like it less spicy, what do you suggest substituting for the sriracha sauce?
Maybe like a sweet chili sauce, just to give it just a little extra flavor. Okay. You know the little 8-ounce cans of the water chestnuts? Come in a small little can. They sell them whole. They sell them sliced. And I've seen them where they're already diced just like this. So an 8-ounce can, they're usually about $2 to $2.50 for it. This gives it a nice crunch in here.
Lorena said coconut amino acids. And then Lori said, sorry, I missed the amount of hoisin sauce.
The hoisin sauce is about 1/4 cup. And that's to 1 pound of ground chicken.
Yeah, Emily and Lorena said that you can use coconut aminos instead of soy sauce.
So I'm going to take some of the green onions now. Now that it's planting season, and I like to always tell everybody about these scallions. Take those tops off right here. Leave them to the side. You're going to take these little roots and you're going to go plant them outside, and you're going to have scallions just grow back. Nice sunny spot. Okay, very important. Nice good soil. Put these in the ground, and they will just keep growing scallions for you again and again, and you'll never have to buy scallions. Okay. So it's thin sliced. So I'm just going to use maybe like 4 green onions. The recipe does call for 2, but I really like the green onions. So it's a preference. And I'm just thinly slicing it. I'm just going to turn it, put it on the twist just like here. And we are going to add this into our mixture. You want to season this up with a little bit of kosher salt, a little black pepper.
Heather said, I've been growing my own scallions as you recommended. Working out great.
Oh, that's great. See, Heather confirmed that it does work. And I have to add in about 2 tablespoons of soy sauce as well, too. Now, some people will ask me at classes, they'll say, can I use the light soy sauce? I usually recommend buy the regular soy sauce and just add a little bit less, okay? And typically you will end up with less sodium, but a stronger soy sauce flavor. So how's that looking, everybody? Any type of vegetable you want to add in here, please add it in there. I'm going to add in that kosher salt just a little bit because already our sauce has nice salt flavor to it. Fresh ground black pepper.
Yeah, I know my dinner tonight.
Oh, we have what? The raspberry banana bread?
Sure. Both.
So I am going to go get some nice little lettuce cups, and we're going to put these together. And then when that is done, we will be able to take our zucchinis out of the oven. I'm just going to go pop my head in there, just take a look at them.
Rena said that's a good soy sauce tip.
It works so good, Rena. It really does like that. So everybody, any type of butter lettuce, Boston lettuce, romaine if you want, whatever lettuce you want to use, make sure you wash it. Even the bags that come and say triple washed, you can't be too sure. Make sure you wash it really, really well. So I'm just going to put a few of these together. And when I do put a platter like this out here, I like to put a little slices of red peppers, yellow peppers in there. You can add that also to the mixture just to make it nice and colorful. You could top this with little mandarin oranges if you like, you know, a little bit of fruit in your main course. Some people don't like that, but adds really nice color. So one mandarin orange on top looks really pretty. So I'm just going to start spooning this mixture right into the lettuce cups. Now, you would feed about 4 people with this recipe, okay? But as I always say, depends what you are serving on the side with it. But I hope you will try this recipe. And that was very lean ground chicken, so it didn't have to strain anything. So if you're doing ground beef or something that has a lot of fat in it, strain that out first too. Okay. And I have so much more mixture here, more lettuce, but I wanted to show everybody the way to serve this, make it look really pretty. Now you could serve it just like this, or you can just kind of wrap it up, and it gets a little messy, but you can eat it just like that.
Fran said looks so good.
Thank you so much. So let me leave this right here. I'm gonna go check on those zucchinis. So at a 475 temperature, they do cook pretty quickly. Okay.
Jeannie said looks good. I'm sorry I missed. What type of meat did you use?
I used ground chicken. And let me go get the other.
I hear it's done.
You can let the camera pick up on it sizzling away, okay? So the tomatoes all cooked through. Now what I just want to check is that it is fork tender, okay? So that should go just right through, and it actually has probably about 3 minutes left. So I do want to make sure that this is cooked all the way through, because I want to show you exactly how to top these off.
Jeannie said looks delicious. Chris, bring me some. LOL.
So everybody, I am going, while they are in the oven, let me give you our food festival menus that are going to be coming up September, October, November, and December, okay? So September 24th is our next one. We're doing Simmered Bratwurst, okay, and it's in a ginger and onion sauce. A panko paprika chicken schnitzel. And then an Oktoberfest German apple cake. Impressive cake. I hope you'll make it along with me. Please make it along. It's really good. October 15th, we're going to make Halloween pumpkin scones with a cinnamon glaze on it. We're going to make Moroccan sweet potato soup with lentils. and a skillet chicken with pink lady apples and onions. Okay, so you're gonna love that one. It has fresh rosemary in it. Now in November, trying to do something for Thanksgiving. November 5th, it's called the Day After Thanksgiving soup. So it is gonna be made with turkey broth and fresh turkey. And so it's a turkey soup. And then we're gonna do also a grandma's roasted sweet potato pie. And then we also have a delicata squash with cranberries, feta cheese, and a maple balsamic dressing on it. That is so good. If you never tried delicata squash, this fall, please get some. Get some of the local delicata squash. It is a cross between creamed corn and also pumpkin pie. It has that type of flavor to it. So really check it out. Go ahead, Chris.
You need to make those turkey biscuits again. Those were good.
Oh, I know the ones you mean.
I mean, they got a little tiring after 3 weeks straight of it, but it was good.
Okay. And then for our cookie festival that we do. Now that we always do everything at 3 o'clock except for the cookie festival, because we do have some people bake along with us and they like to get everything out in the morning and kind of make a whole baking day. I know my wife does. So we're going to make a gooey chocolatey mini chocolate cookies. Okay. Holiday jam thumbprints. Any type of jam would work. And spiced eggnog cookies with a rum eggnog frosting. Wow, I had to say that. Go ahead, Chris.
Kathy asks, where can I print the recipes? I can't wait for these 2 classes. The recipes for this class you can get on our page and print it from there. Or you can contact your library because they should have it.
I think Kathy may be asking about the recipes coming up in the future. As it gets closer and as your newsletter comes out from whatever library you're at, please call that library and they will have the recipes. They don't have them yet, so give them just a little bit of time and they will get them to you. Whether you stop in to the library or email them.
Rena asks, what time is the September event?
September, October, and November is 3 o'clock on the Saturdays, and December 10th will be at 1 o'clock. Okay. So I am going to go get those zucchinis out. I know they are ready, and we're going to finish them off. So I'm just going to take a couple of these here. Boy, they certainly do sizzle. And I'm going to take these right here, put them on a nice platter. Now, if you're serving this with seafood, chicken, anything, cut it in half. You know, it doesn't have to be a big boat like this. It could be a small little boat, like a dinghy, right? So I'm just going to put 3 of these on here. Just like that. Now, some different ideas that you could do with this. You could grate some fresh provolone on here. Mozzarella cheese would be great on here. But I'm a big fan of pesto, so if you make a little bit of pesto, just kind of drizzle some of this right on here.
Heather said September 24th is my daughter's wedding. Will the recipes be posted on your website?
Yeah, but again, go whatever library you're looking at through right now, go to their library first, and if not, we can always get you the recipe.
And you'll also find the video afterwards on our page or your library's page.
So these are the local zucchini boats with the Parmesan, cherries, and tomatoes. And you can also add fresh basil to this, parsley. Any of that would be good. And these are the summer green onion chicken lettuce wraps. I think it's time for dessert, Chris.
I think so.
All right? You want to dive into this right now, don't you?
I do.
Yeah, I know. Guess what?
Nope.
You're still working. You're on the clock, pal. Okay, I am going to put that up over there.
Heather said they look incredible.
Thank you. And we will show them again. Now this here is the Indulgent Raspberry Banana Chocolate Chip Bread, okay? But it doesn't have to be raspberry. I have made this with blueberries. I have made this with strawberries. All good. Okay, blackberries, all works good. So I am just hooking up my electric mixer for this one right here. Okay, so what you want to do, and I set this up early this morning, so I want to keep aluminum foil on here. The reason I keep aluminum foil on my brown sugar is that way it does not get hard, okay? So for the brown sugar, I want 3/4 of a cup. So I want it always to be packed, the brown sugar. So you want it to look just like this. So this is my half and my quarter. Just like that. So we're just gonna put that in a deep bowl. And the reason I put it in a deep bowl is that way it does not fly out of the bowl. I'm also gonna take 1 stick of room temperature butter. Okay, so room temperature, you should be able to go just like that. Okay, this is going to go into a 350 oven pretty much right away. So I just lowered down my temperature from 475 to 350. It will take about 60 to 65 minutes. Okay, so I do have to beat this together for about 3 minutes. Okay, so I will try to talk over this. Okay, we'll see if we can do that. So yeah, this is gonna go for about 3 minutes.
Fran X, light or dark brown sugar?
Fran, either one is really fine. I typically find myself using the light brown sugar, and pretty much just for one reason. I buy everything in such bulk. Whenever you buy brown sugar in bulk, it is typically always light brown sugar that they are selling.
Heather said, I've made chocolate chip banana bread. Adding the berries sounds great.
Raspberries and chocolates or strawberries, all good. Okay. So while I am doing this, I am just going to take a small bowl, and I have about 1 cup of raspberries. I want to take just a little bit of flour, and I'm just going to toss this with the flour. And the reason you toss it with the flour is that way when you put it in the bread, they will not sink. Okay, sometimes they will not sink on their own anyway, but it just kind of ensures it. Okay, so I'm just gonna lightly toss this. When you're baking, you always want to make sure that you're using room temperature ingredients. So that's the egg, that's the Greek yogurt that I'm using. If you don't have Greek yogurt, sour cream would be fine. Now on my recipe, I have down plain Greek yogurt. One time I did not have the plain. I did not want to go to the store, and I had vanilla. And the vanilla Greek yogurt worked out just fine. Okay, vanilla's already in it, so a little bit more never hurt. Okay.
Susan said ambidextrous. Dexterous. So talented.
Susan, I try.
Heather said I do that when I make blueberry pancakes and muffins.
And when you say do that, you bring everything to room temperature? So this is actually coming together really well, just like this. So there's just a few more seconds on this. And then I'm going to put my 2 large eggs in here that are room temperature. You just want to make sure no butter is showing, okay? So we're just going to put the eggs on. Just drop in one at a time. Just make sure it really combines really well.
Gail said great multitasking. And Monmouth County Library said looks wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Oh, and Heather said no, adding the flowers so they don't sink.
Okay, got you. So, the eggs are all mixed in here. Gonna add in a 1/3 cup of the Greek yogurt. And tap that on the side. You want it to come out nice and clean, just like that. Gonna turn this off for 1 second because I want to add in my 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract.
Emily said, I made the first 2 recipes with you, and now my husband and I are enjoying them for dinner. Delicious.
Oh, how great, Emily. That is wonderful. Best to you and the family. Emily's family has been coming to my classes the library for so many years. Just wonderful. So I am going to take some banana. So I want 2 full cups of bananas. So these are kind of medium. So I'm going to add in 3 to 4. This one a little low. I'm going to do 3 with this one here. But you do want 2 full cups. Make sure it has the 2 full cups of the banana. If you don't want your bananas to turn too ripe too quickly, put a little aluminum foil or plastic wrap on it just right there, and it will kind of stop it, and you will get a lot more shelf life out of it.
Heather asks, are you ever going to come to the Monmouth County Library?
Well, you have to call Laura and ask her. I know we've actually talked about it. It would be nice to, I hope so. Someday, I hope so. It's pretty far from where I live.
Where is it again? New Jersey. Right?
Yeah, New Jersey. If I am, tell me if I got this right. I want to say exit 105, Georgia State Parkway. I know that is around the Long Branch area. Did I get that right? Okay. So I'm going to take this 2 cups of bananas, add that right in here.
The Monmouth County Library said helicopter.
Oh, who's paying?
Yeah. And they said yes. That's
105?
Yep.
Wow. It's been a while since I've been there, but at least the mind isn't going. Take all the ingredients from the side of the bowl and just kind of bring it down to the side. And we're just going to let this sit as we get our dry ingredients together. So now some flour. I'm going to take 2 cups, just kind of spoon the flour in here.
They said LOL, not for helicopter.
Not even an Uber, huh? 2 cups of the flour. And then baking soda, 1 full teaspoon, and just kind of shake it off till it's nice and level, just like that. A 1/4 teaspoon of salt. The salt will bring out the raspberries, the chocolate, the cinnamon, the vanilla that's in here.
Fran said years ago we could buy browning bananas for a discount. Not anymore. No more bargains.
No more bargains. And now a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. If you really like your cinnamon, you can go up just a little bit on it, up to 3/4 of a teaspoon. Mix all those dry ingredients together. Okay. Okay, so I have the raspberries right here. I'm gonna get my chocolate chips ready. So these chocolate chips, if you could see them, these are the real minis here, okay? So we're gonna take the dry ingredients and we're gonna add them into the wet. So pour that right in there. Now I just wanna bring this mixture until it's combined where there is no flour left. Never want to overmix the batter. If you overmix the batter, it could really change the texture.
Heather said this past week I noticed the largest increase in food prices.
Believe it or not, Heather, this week I did not do a lot of shopping, so I have nothing to compare it to, but don't tell me that because I'm going shopping tomorrow. So, you know what, I find it certainly depends on what you are looking to buy. I'll give everybody something this is just about combined, that has gone down in price. This used to be $36. It is about $10.50 now. It's a 16-ounce pure vanilla extract, so check that out. So I want to bring some good news, okay? So we're going to add in the chocolate chips now. I didn't overmix the batter. The chocolate chips, 3/4 of a cup. As you can see, my measuring cup is 3/4 because when I go to the libraries, it keeps the line moving. I have sometimes 40, 50 people there, so if you have the exact measurement, it really helps. So add them in.
Gail asks, are the chips dark chocolate chips Semi-sweet or milk chocolate?
Semi-sweet, Gail.
And Heather said that's what I paid in Costco.
Oh, very good. Yep. So that had gone down, right? So now I'm just mixing in the chocolate chips. Take off the beaters here.
Emily said eggs cost a lot.
Shop around, and got to do our best, right?
And Deborah X, what do you use the Greek yogurt for?
The Greek yogurt went in the mixture. That is a part of the wet ingredients. So instead of using milk or heavy cream or half and half, I'm using the Greek yogurt, but a substitute would be sour cream, okay? So you can see it's a nice thick batter. I'm just going to kind of gently fold in the raspberries. Again, we get people joined a little bit later in that too, so if you do, try this with blueberries, try it with a combination of berries. Toss it in a little bit of flour and it will help prevent it from sinking. So you do want to use a toothpick to make sure that this comes out nice and clean, and then you know that it is cooked all the way through.
Gail said, I've read that Heinz and Kraft prices are expected to be up by 30% by the end of the summer. Also, one of the next things to skyrocket in price is olive oil.
Olive oil. I had heard that, yes. Thank you.
And Heather said soda's milk.
So everybody give this a nice little spray, quick spray, okay? You could always just take a little bit of butter. Let me show everybody a little trick that you could do with this. Just take a little parchment paper, stick it right in this pan, okay? Even though it's sprayed in there, it's gonna lift out really nicely. I'm just gonna trim this because the reason I trim this is I don't want it to hit one of the coils in my oven. If it hits a coil in the oven, it could catch fire, so I don't want that.
Emily said 24 for $4.99 at Costco.
24 for $9.99?
The eggs, yeah.
Yeah. So a quick spray on the parchment paper. Now, we're just going to spoon this batter right in here. I have the oven preheated, 350. It will, if you're using the 9x5, which I am, loaf pan, you want to cook it at least 60 minutes. It may even go 65 or even a few minutes more. But I always like to put the recipes just a touch under so you don't overcook it. Once it's overcooked, there's nothing we can do about it. So just take all this batter right here. And now when you put this into the oven, you want to take a piece of aluminum foil and put it on the rack above, because in 1 hour, this will be very dark if you don't have something shielding it. So do something like this, okay, and it really helps it greatly. Go ahead, Chris.
Karen said, I've made the cinnamon swirl chocolate chip bread many times and can't wait to make the raspberry chocolate chip banana bread. I've attended your classes at the South Huntington Public Library. Love your recipes. You're the best.
Thank you. Thanks,
Plain Edge
Howard.
Library said, I might need to make this soon. So good.
Thank you.
And Gail said, perhaps each family will have to get a cow, chickens, and start a large vegetable garden. A new back to the land movement.
So everybody, this is a loaf that I baked earlier today. So I want you to see how, you can see how my finger just kind of really, it's super moist, okay?
Gene X, can you make muffins?
Absolutely. If you're making the muffins, chances are you'll probably get close to the 12 with this. Fill it about half to 3/4 of the way. Probably take about 18 to 22 minutes, okay? Again, even with the muffins, shield it, okay? And with the aluminum foil. I'm just gonna slice this up so you can see what this looks like inside.
Monmouth County Library said Victory Gardens. Emily said looks yummy. Susan said thank you, Chef Rob and Chris, for another evening of wonderful recipes.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. So I'm just going to slice a couple slices and then leave part of the bread whole so everybody can kind of get the look of this bread.
Rena said
See how
thank
that's
you.
fully loaded in there? See, some of the virtual things we can do where it is affordable, and like to do raspberries. Raspberries can be $4 a pint, so you have to be really cautious. So this here is our Indulgent Raspberry Banana Chocolate Chip Bread. So I'm going to go bring this around and we're going to show you all the dishes again.
Carol said, everything looks great, thank you. Dee Dee said, thank you. Heather said, always a pleasure to watch. Lori X, what do you think about adding nuts to this bread?
Absolutely. Pecans, walnuts, it would work. Always, again, toast the nuts, because if you try a nut out of the bag compared to it being like in the oven for 10 minutes, total different world, okay? So this here is our raspberry banana chocolate chip bread. Great for a brunch. Super, super moist. Really, really good. It freezes really well, too. This here is our summer green onion, chicken, and lettuce wraps. And a lot more mixture right here in the pan. And then let's show the local zucchini boats with Parmesan cherry tomatoes. And as you can see, I drizzled some pesto on top. Okay, so here's our 3 dishes. Go ahead, Chris.
Gail said, everything looks wonderfully delicious. Can't wait to try the recipes. Thank you, Chef Rob and Chris, for putting together and sharing another wonderful, delicious-looking, inspiring program.
Thank you.
North Trails Library said, thank you, guys. Great recipes.
Thank you, Kathy. Hope you're well.
Jeannie said, King Rob, what a great show tonight. Always a pleasure.
Thank you, Jeannie.
Rena said, do you remove the skin after toasting the nuts?
No, you don't have to. Nope.
Monmouth County Library said, so happy you and Chris are able to share with our library community. Looking forward to September. Emily said, good night, Chef Rob and Chris. And Emily said, thank you.
You're so welcome. Everybody, I hope you're getting to enjoy summer. I know this week has been pretty hot and all that, but we have to make the best of everything. Help your neighbors, do whatever you can for people. Really, we got to all come together and be really, really supportive of each other and enjoy summer. It goes like that so quick. What do you got, Chris?
Kathy said, great class. Plain Edge said, hope you're doing well too, Chris. We haven't seen you in a while. I know it's been a while. Jeannie said, we miss you guys. Fran said, looks wonderful. Now I'm hungry. Lori said, yum, thanks. Deborah said, thank you. Can't wait to make the bread. I love the desserts. Rena said, too hot. Too many sharks at the beach.
Yeah, just put your feet in and you'll be okay. Or go in a neighbor's pool, right?
And Karen X, ever going to do in person at Connecticut Library again?
Yes, at Connecticut, I want to say November is our next one that we are doing. If my memory serves me correct, check out there. Ask for Janet, she'll tell you, okay? So everybody, thank you so much, and I hope you all stay well. Have a great summer, and I'll see you in the fall when it's apple and pumpkin season. So have a good night.